When kids play, you'll often hear them shouting at each other, "That's no fair." And they're right to do so. Part of the idea of having a stable relationship, a stable society, is that you do things fairly. That's part of the idea you find in the Torah this week in Parshat Mishpatim. Last week's Torah portion, Yitro, contained the Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 Commandments. This week we get more detailed commandments, more detailed mitzvot, including one that is quite famous, that when there is an injury, that the penalty shall be ayin tachat ayin, shein tachat shein, yad tachat yad, etc. Right? The penalty should be an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hand for a hand, and so forth. Now, famously, among those who pay attention to what ancient Jewish sages say, and that there are famous phrases among this group, this is not to be taken literally. Even though many across history have taken it literally, the Jewish tradition does not. It says that this means that you should take the value of an eye if an eye is accidentally or purposefully taken out, or tooth, or arm, or bruise, like all of it. It just means fair compensation. Two things. One, compensation, not literal injury in return. And two, that should be fair. An eye for an eye and not a life for an eye. A tooth for a tooth and not an arm for a tooth, right? It's meant to be fair. This informs us as to how we're supposed to, one, treat each other, and two, form our society. That punishments should be fair. Punishments should fit the crime. And to punish somebody with the harshest measure imaginable for a comparatively small violation is in violation of the core biblical principles that we learned this week. The Torah is pretty clear on this, and the Jewish tradition is pretty clear on this. You're not supposed to punish somebody just because they did something wrong to the maximum amount that you're capable of doing, but rather it's supposed to be measure for measure. It should be a small punishment for a small violation, large for large. This is the meaning of the verse. And that everybody is subject to it. That's also part of what the Torah continually teaches. It's part of the idea of God, that we all exist under God, and that there's no one who is above the law. Everyone must be subject to the law. This is the core of Mishpatim. It is something that's important for us to remember in this day and age. Punishments shouldn't just be, you can't just say, well, they committed a crime so we can do anything we want to them. They must fit the crime. That is the heart of Mishpatim, and we do well to remember it. Shabbat Shalom.